Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We actually have a LT4 in the shop. So this will be, I think, our second LT4 that we've done. I don't know if the other one was on video. Every motor that comes in and out of here doesn't always make it on video, but this one has a big Innovators West crank pulley, and I'm not sure if this is the stock size blower pulley or not, but we're tearing this one apart, inspecting it, making sure everything's good with it. And then it's getting, I'm not sure what kind of cam. It's a pretty big cam, they said. And trunnion, spring, valve springs, and a few other things. And it's not gonna get a transmission. This one came out of a Corvette. We just took the flywheel off, and it has the little, like the torque tube thing on it. We're gonna take the dry sump and put a wet sump, like a muscle car oil pan on it. And clean up, paint, our normal stuff. Right now I've just been working on getting the harness off. One of my favorite things to do. Not really. So just been tearing that down. We got another 5.3 that's supposed to be coming too, so we're just kind of trying to plug away. We still got the 6.6, and I think we got all the parts in for it. Still need a transmission, and then I've got a 6.2, just got the heads back for it, so it's getting a LT5 cam in it, so got quite a few things going. So if you've seen the car show video,
there's the
dad won best of his class, which was what, 1960s?
Yes.
Was it just 60s truck?
60s, just 60s truck.
Just 60s truck, okay.
Yeah.
And then he won this. It was the best auto mechanics choice award. It's the people that put the show on. Mm-hmm. They built this thing, and it's heavy, right?
It's heavy.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's got
little valves that work.
Yeah, keep spinning. Yeah.
It's down here. It's got these gears. It's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into this thing. It's really neat.
This is the neatest thing I've ever won.
I've never seen anything like it. And it's got in the back here. It's got a distributor cap.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Got the plug wires going around, and
I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got coil on it and
fuel gauge.
Yeah,
got a fuel pump on it. It's just.
And the fact that the things move, they go up. They got lifters. You can see the lifters moving.
Yeah.
The lifter right there, and then it goes up and down, up and down. The valves go up and down. It's just
a little one-barrel carburetor.
Pretty crazy. So yeah, he won best of his class, and then best mechanics choice, which is probably all to do with the engine, possibly maybe. There's not many 1960s pickups running around with a 2018 6.2 in them. So, but yeah, so real proud of that. It's really cool. So I've almost got the harness off. I got a little bit more to go. But before we start taking the water pump and stuff off, we're going to move it in the back because we're going to make a mess. But we're looking at this pulley right now. This is something kind of, like I said, we're in uncharted waters. But so I looked it up online. It says to remove 3 of these countersunk bolts, and then we're going to try to line a puller up with that and pull it off as one unit. I don't know if this guy's wanting to reuse this big old thing. We've never dealt with anything like this before, so right now we're just going to try to get it off. So the instruction said to remove 3, but our puller that we have here, it'll do 4, right? So I'm trying to line it up with one hand, but something like that, right like that, and run them down in there and then pull it out as one unit. So here's what we're working on. Found some bolts, and we got some spacers. These are these are some of our spare parts for doing the CVF kit sometimes when they're missing parts. Now the bolts we had somewhere else, and I think it was in our pulley box. Mm-hmm. So you've used these before, so I think the plan is a couple spacers, maybe some washers, something like that.
Yeah. And
then, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to get it off after that. It's pretty cut and dry, I guess, if it can be. I want some lemonade now. I keep seeing lemonade in the background. I guess that they must have been using this to spin the supercharger faster. They slow something down, speed something up. Which, I mean, this thing already, what is it, 650 horsepower stock. I don't.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, It's nuts that anybody want any more than that. But.
Got some compression.
So we just put those bolts through, so it hit the steel part of this, right? So then, I still don't really understand all these other bolts. I don't know much about these, but lots of other torques on there. But yeah, so it said just to remove 3, but we went ahead and did 4. It pulled right off.
Yeah,
wasn't that big of a deal. So on these, what it looks like to me, it's like a quick disconnect style deal. You get like a little pick or something right in there. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to see that. You just pop this wire out like that, and then that'll release as soon as you get this all the way out. Right, like that. So pop the wire out. So I got it popped off. Like I said, you just pop that little wire off and it comes out. But I was wrong when I said oil. It's coolant. It's for this, I guess, this oil cooler deal here, and then it goes up here to where the radiator was, possibly. So I kept thinking it was for oil because it's right here. But yeah, it's coolant. So I get that off, get this unscrewed here, get this off, and then I'll be able to finish getting the rest of the harness out. So we got the harness off, and now we're gonna start stripping the rest of it off. Front accessories coming off. Dad's gonna take the coil packs off, and then we're gonna tackle getting this off. And then the tensioner, I don't know if I showed it on video, the tensioner here, the tensioner bolt, somebody had over tightened it, and it was just barely hanging on there somehow, I don't know. It's all 10?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Had one loose one, huh? Interesting. So that'll take the hat off, right? Or lid, or whatever you want to call it.
But you can take it off and set it over there somewhere, and we can get the charger on. There you go. Okay. It looks clean. I see nothing wrong with the blades.
Yeah.
That looks smooth, man.
Now they're doing something to it, right? They're porting it or something?
I think they're just gonna clean it.
Okay, just have it serviced.
That's smooth. You don't hear nothing growling. Smooth. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice one. Heavy. It's a nice. at you.
Go ahead. I guess. All right, let me go get the cart.
Okay.
And we'll start getting the rest of this. Let's take those off here. Don't forget to take some pictures. This guy said he wants some pictures. What are we looking at? Something different?
Yeah. Loose springs.
Yeah, factory. Looks really clean too, yeah. Go get your camera phone and make some photos. Yeah, that's clean. Good clean looking engine so far. So because of the bigger pulley and being a supercharger and stuff, we just want to make sure everything's good on it. But so far everything looks good. I get this other cover off, and we can spin it and make sure everything's moving as it should, huh?
Oh yeah. It's clean, man. All covered like brand new. Nice.
Pretty good on this side. No issues at all. Now the only thing we're going to pay attention to when I do the springs on this, if you get down level like this with it, you see how raised that one is?
Yeah.
See how that one's not?
Wow.
It's titanium. I think it's a
Oh yeah.
titanium valve, has a lash cap.
Yeah, you're right. You need to write that down or?
No. Just something to remember. That's all.
You ran this before then, huh?
Yeah. All the ones I built when you're not around.
Yeah.
We did do one LT4. I don't expect these to be stuck that much at all. Yeah.
Yeah. I see you have to soak them and then get them off.
Yeah, if you pull the heads with them on there, that's what it is. I don't want to bend them.
Yeah, they're going in the cylinder wall. You pull it out anyways. Pop all these off.
So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is a steel lash cap on top of the titanium intake valves on the LT4. So if you don't have this lash cap, the steel rocker will eat into the top of the intake valve and cause catastrophic failure and a lot of trouble and a lot of money down the road. So it's just important to make sure that if you get into these, you end up putting the lash caps back on top of the intake valve, or just at least making sure that they stay put. They just snap on, just like you've seen us do on the fuel pump upgrades we've done before. It's just a simple lash cap, nothing to it. And also our fuel injector rails are stuck. It happens from time to time. On this motor, the heads are coming off anyway, so we'll be able to, let me show you here. The fuel injector sticks through that hole right there. So we'll be able to set them down on the bench or something and soak them and get them loose. It's kind of a quick job. Guy wants it done. It's gonna go into a SEMA truck or something supposedly, but just a stock 5.3, nothing crazy. It's getting some headers. We just got through stripping all the stock stuff down. I didn't film none of it. That's my fault. I just got busy doing instead of filming. But the weird thing about this motor, I wouldn't do it. It's being painted white. They want it white. So white with a black oil pan. So I gotta take that oil pan off, and I have a black pan here. So yeah, still gotta pull the heads off the LT4 back there, but we got kind of sidetracked with this one. So right now we're just gonna get it on a stand and it's really clean. I think this is like a 2021 motor. So it ain't dirty, ain't got no miles on it. It's a good clean motor for somebody. But so we just want to get on the stand. Dad can get this one cleaned up, and the paint's got to be ordered. You can't find high heat white. Normally we don't use any kind of high heat paint with these. They don't get hot. But when you start thinking about somebody that wants something white, I'm thinking you're going to get some discoloration no matter what you do around the exhaust ports. So we're going to switch it up and try to give them a good product here and go with a high heat white, and hopefully that'll hold up for them. I don't think it's going to be like something that gets driven that often. Just getting some kind of LT4, I think, supercharger on top of this one, and like I said, just white. All right, so we're gonna get these heads off, and Dad's kind of working on getting the oil pan off. Kind of a jumbled up video. That's the way it goes sometimes. I got the hardest bolt on here broke loose. It's that big Allen head one. There was a lot of screaming and hollering, so that's why I didn't film getting it out. But for some reason, this one's always, seems to me it's always the tightest. But this is that weird one, a little bit shorter than the other ones. Sorry, I didn't mean to be pushing this thing all around. It's all right. Move the target, no problem. This is clean, people. That thing is like brand new.
Wow. Check that out.
That is clean.
Golly. Nice.
Now, I had heard this, and I've never owned a Corvette or a ZR1, anything with LT4, but I never could believe it. But it has DOD lifters, so I mean it's a displacement on demand motor. So you only end up with 4 regular lifters on each side, and then you have 4 of the big spring type DOD lifters. So I had no idea that was, I figured on a performance car they weren't too worried about it, but yeah, they put DOD on it. Also to note, I think this motor arrived here from California, and it was shipped with oil in it, which that's kind of weird. Usually they're dry. So just interesting. I'm gonna knock this other head off real quick. Different. It's the pickup for the dry sump, however that works out. So I know we're gonna put a muscle pan on it. I'm not sure.
Sit that down, sit down, sit down.
Oh, it's leaking. We're gonna put a muscle pan on it, but I'm not sure if we're gonna have to change the oil pump. I'm sure we are. But it's gotta come off anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But it looks like a good new motor.
Check out these rods.
Yeah, these rods are different. They got like letters or something. They can't see it in the video, but they got something stamped on them.
They sure do.
That's what Dad's talking about. If you look down on this rod, I can point to it right there. See that? A little bit different than what we're used to messing with, but like I said, we've done another LT4. We just never did tear it completely apart. But next for this one's just the timing cover's got to come off, but everything looks good. And then we got these. This is a 5.3. It's gonna be white. It's stripped down, ready for paint, pretty much. Transmission. 6.2. We got the cam in for it. It's getting the LT5 cam. The cam's somewhere over there in a box. We got stuff everywhere, but hopefully build this one next weekend. This is a 6.6 L8T, and this is the one I painted. turned out really good. Still need a transmission though. So there's the LT4 oil pump. Quite a bit different than the 6.2s and 5.3s that we're used to looking at. For comparison, this is a 6.2 oil pump, and that's the 6.2 LT4. Quite a bit different. I think that's going to do it for us. Kind of a jumbled up video. We had motors coming, motors going, parts everywhere. It's been a pretty busy day, but I think it was a success. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. And then I don't think I showed any of this. Dad's been doing some remodeling in here. Looking pretty cool. So I'm liking it. But yeah, that's, like I said, that's going to do it for us. We have another 5.3 coming, but we're out of stands at this point. We have no more stands. So, and then I got to load up these heads and take them back home. You're mad because I spilled some oil. It happens. It happens. But anyway, we appreciate everybody watching. Subscribe, like, share, ring the notification bell. Have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one.